So it looks like Joe Budden has a lot to say about Drake suing his record label, claiming that they were using the money that he's made them to amplify Kendrick Lamar's song, Not Like Us. But according to Joe Budden, Drake has been doing all kinds of shady things behind the scenes and calls him a lying, manipulative sack of ish. Welcome back to the Kempire channel, your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. First off, if I haven't had the chance to say happy Thanksgiving to you guys, happy Thanksgiving. I hope you all are celebrating this holiday with your loved ones and you are happy and you are healthy. Don't forget as well, the Kempire After Dark live experience will be coming to London in just less than 2 weeks. We'll be in London at Neon 194 for the Kempire After Dark live experience on December 8th. And then we're coming back to Washington, D.C. on January 24th. And then we'll be coming back to New York City at some particular point early next year. Stay tuned for that. Stay subscribed and make sure your notifications are on so you don't miss out on any updates. So I saw the story just past week that Drake was suing Universal, claiming that they were amplifying Kendrick Lamar's song, Not Like Us. So, you know, Kendrick Lamar's song, Not Like Us, was a diss track that has subsequently become probably one of the biggest hits of Kendrick Lamar's career. But of course, that diss track was directed at Drake. So a lot of people are saying this move by Drake isn't just about the legality or what Universal is doing behind the scenes. A lot of people are saying he is basically butthurt over the embarrassment of it all. Okay, two things can be true. So our friends over at Billboard write this in regards to the lawsuit. They said Drake has initiated legal action against Universal Music Group, UMG, and Spotify over allegations that the two companies conspired to artificially inflate the popularity of Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us. That's a bit of a reach because I feel like they didn't really need to. First of all, you amplified this beef. You had a back and forth between you and Kendrick, which amplified the beef and brought a lot of attention to Kendrick Lamar's work and his responses. So in a filing on Monday in Manhattan court, Drake's Frozen Moments LLC accuses UMG of launching an illegal scheme involving bots, payola, and other methods to pump up Lamar's song, a track that savagely attacked Drake amid an ongoing feud between the two stars. UMG did not rely on chance or even ordinary business practices, attorneys for Drake's company write. It instead launched a campaign to manipulate and saturate the streaming services and airwaves. Drake's attorney accuses UMG of violating the Racketeer Influence and Corruption Organization Act, not RICO, the federal RICO statute often used in criminal cases against organized crime. They also allege deceptive business practices and false advertising under New York state law. Sidebar, I just had the thought, does Drake know that they did this and he knows the pattern? He understands what was going on in regards to the song better than we do because maybe this is something that the record company or his company did for his own music? And I like Drake music, but it makes me wonder, like, did he see something that we just don't see because we're not a part of those conversations and business practices? Just asking, not saying that's what's happening here. The court filing are a remarkable twist in the high-profile beef between the two stars, which saw Drake and Lamar exchange stinging diss tracks over a period of months earlier this year. That such a dispute would spill into business litigation seemed almost unthinkable in the world of hip-hop. This is what other rappers always look at Drake and like, you're not real hip hop because we're not suing each other over a diss track. And it should be noted, Kendrick Lamar is not being sued here. Because I think if Drake wanted to and realized that it wouldn't sort of fall back on him as, oh, you're just a sore loser, even though people are still saying that despite him not suing Kendrick Lamar, but the record label and Spotify. All right. So it also represents a stunning rift between Drake and UMG, where the star has spent his entire career. So that's an important thing to note. First, through signing a deal with Lil Wayne's Young Money imprint, which was distributed by Republic Records, then by signing directly to Republic. Lamar, meanwhile, has also spent his entire career with UMG, first through the TDE imprint, which was distributed by Interscope, and more recently through his own company, PG Lang, which he licensed through Interscope. All these companies fall under Universal. In technical terms, Monday's filing is not yet a full lawsuit, but so-called pre-action petition, a procedure under New York law that aims to secure information before filing a lawsuit. Parties named in such petitions will not necessarily be targeted in the eventual lawsuit, and allegations in Monday's filing seem more squarely aimed at UMG and Spotify. So in a statement to Billboard, a UMG spokesperson sharply denied Drake's allegations. They said this: "The suggestion that UMG would do anything to undermine any of its artists is offensive and untrue. We employ the highest ethical practices in our marketing and promotional campaigns. No amount of contrived and absurd legal arguments in this pre-action submission can mask the fact that fans choose the music they want to hear." Spotify declined to comment on the allegations when reached by Billboard. Drake's attorneys claimed that UMG carried out its scheme in a variety of ways, including by charging Spotify vastly reduced licensing rates in exchange for the streamer recommending the song to users who had searched for unrelated songs and artists. They also claimed that UMG paid influencers to boost the song on social media and also hired armies of bots to fraudulently spike the numbers. UMG conspired with and paid currently unknown parties to use bots to artificially inflate the spread of Not Like Us and deceive consumers into believing the song was more popular than it was in reality. Again, it makes me wonder, are you making these accusations because you saw certain patterns and behavior in streaming, in social media, that made you believe this because you have done this allegedly with your own music? I'm just asking. The other element that makes me take pause here is this song, Not Like Us. Even I, who's not a big hip hop head like that, loved the song. And really, I was already somewhat of a fan. I'm not going to say I'm a diehard fan of Kendrick Lamar, but I was definitely became a fan because of just how talented lyrically he was in not just Not Like Us. Honestly, Not Like Us wasn't my favorite of the diss tracks. He was very impressive with his comeback. So the popularity of the song for me, yes, could there have been bots? Could the label been putting money behind this because they were making tons of money behind it? Very possible. But that's not going to take away from the popularity of what that moment was. And that was partially because of you too, Drake. Him battling with you brought more attention to it as well. This got people excited about hip hop and a rap battle. So if anything, you helped elevate the popularity of the song because you, sir, are also very popular. All right. So they said that UMG conspired and paid currently unknown parties to use bots to artificially inflate and spread of Not Like Us and deceive consumers into believing the song was more popular than it was in reality, Drake's lawyers have said. In one particular eye-catching claim, the petition claims that that UMG paid Apple to have its voice assistant feature Siri purposely misdirect users to Kendrick's song. It makes you wonder, like, 'cause I know we speculate that these things happen. Now that he's saying it, and again, we have to remember Drake is in those offices. He's a part of these conversations and platforms. So it wouldn't surprise me that this is really happening behind the scenes, and now he's calling it out because it happened to him, and he was incredibly embarrassed by it. Online sources reported that when users asked Siri to play the album Certified Lover Boy by Drake, Siri instead played Not Like Us, which contains the lyrics Certified Pedophile, I'll say that, an allegation against Drake. Sidebar, I'm sure if you Google Schmoogle on TikTok, if this was happening, TikTok users would have figured it out. Like, whoa. And I can't remember if I saw anyone do a viral video of that actually happening with Siri, but who knows? Apple is not named as a respondent in the petition nor accused of any legal wrongdoing. A spokesperson for the company did not immediately return a request for comment. So they said, why would UMG choose to aggressively boost Lamar's song? Drake's lawyers say it was partially because of the internal corporate dynamics at UMG and Interscope, where financial incentives for executives are largely based on specific UMG division rather than the performance of UMG more generally. UMG's schemes were motivated, at least in part, by the desires of executives at Interscope to maximize their own profits, his attorneys wrote. Executives at Interscope have been incentivized, all right, to maximize the financial success of Interscope through the promotion of Not Like Us and its revitalizing impact on the artist's prior recording catalog. So their legal argument does make sense. And I think for some of us that are laymen's in the music industry and how things work behind the scenes, you were like, oh, he's just butthurt over getting embarrassed. That can be true, but this other business side could be true as well, because you have to remember, people are making money off of this battle. It's not just a battle in the streets. It's not just a battle on social media. They were released as official songs. This song, Not Like Us, is now also nominated multiple times at the Grammys for this year. Drake's attorneys say he raised the issue with UMG before heading to court, but that the music giant had no interest in taking responsibility for its misconduct. I can see him going into court like, well, you're not going to do anything about this, so I'm suing you. I think it's feeling more that Drake is butthurt more than it actually has anything to do with the business side. But I'm not saying both can be true. Both can be true. He's butthurt, and I'm just using that term today. And there's some shaky business happening behind the scenes. Sidebar, I just don't understand at this particular point, with Drake's power and influence and money that he's made, why he is still signed to a major label. And I get it. They're like big banks. They can put you in doors that you can't get into. But you've made so much money. I'm just shocked that you're not your own big label at this particular point. Why are you still relying on a label like UMG? I guess those signing bonuses were big enough at the time. Fine. So they said that Drake's attorney said that he raised the issue before filing this pre-lawsuit. Drake has repeatedly sought to engage UMG in discussions to resolve the ongoing harm he has suffered as a result of UMG's actions, the petition reads. UMG refused to engage in negotiations and insisted that UMG is not responsible for its own actions. Instead, Drake says that UMG has pointed the finger at Lamar and insisted that Drake should sue his rival rather than the label. But Drake also knows if he did, everyone, and Drake is more concerned about what you and I have to say, social media, than he is about the business side of things. Okay? So they're saying they redirected him, sue Kendrick Lamar. He also claims that UMG told him that the label would sue Lamar if Drake ended up filing his own lawsuit. How does that make sense? He also claims that UMG told him that the label would sue Lamar if Drake ended up filing his own lawsuit. Anyways, you can read the full Drake pre-lawsuit on Billboard's website. Let's talk about Joe Budden, though. So Joe Budden, as you know, everyone goes to Joe Budden for his perspective on rap culture, hip hop culture. They revere his opinion on their music and on their art form. Okay, so he decided to weigh in. He decided to weigh in on his podcast. All right. So this is what he had to say about Drake, which was quite telling.
This is his first time facing adversity in 15 years. And so now we see what he's doing at the face of adversity.
Or he's a selfish, lying, manipulative sack of who has made enemies for 15 years. And now we're here at boiling point.
They both could be true.
You've been behind the scenes, being the biggest sack of you can possibly be. I'm not here and play games with you. Just know what it is out there. That's it.
Pause. So here's the thing. This could be true that Drake has been behind the scenes doing all kinds of dirty work to other artists. I'm not surprised by that. This is a dirty business. Not saying that it's right, but I'm not surprised. I'm just surprised that someone like Joe Budden hasn't said this before. Maybe he has and I missed it. You guys will let me know in the live chat or in the comment section. However, I just feel like, why didn't you say this before? Why all of a sudden now you want to say it? But it's fine. I'm glad you're saying it regardless. Now we know what we're dealing with when it comes to Drake.
And he's white. and he's Jewish, and he had too much dip on his chip. You have been behind the scenes, hitting his baby moms, sending money to baby. Yo.
Pause. And I believe this because I've heard this before. I can't think of the exact examples, but is Drake sending money to people's babies' mothers, other rappers' babies' mothers? That is some, and I feel like he's doing that. I know some of you are like, well,
he's being a nice guy.
no, it seems like he is trying to get in like he's trying to influence by buying people off. This is how it starts, Drake. This is how it starts in regards to using your money as influence and power over people.
Oh, you've been back and sending messages to this wife.
Not to someone's wife.
Talking about fucking, hey, but this mom died. Hey, all that's cool, but where my beat at? I don't give a your mom died. Dog, this been a sack of behind the scenes, and because he got fans and had Lucian, everybody just get to turn a blind eye. The blind eye days are done. That's done with now. I don't want to hear none of that shit now.
Well, no, I have to agree with Joe Budden here in regards to, I feel like the world of celebrity, I saw a comment just the other day. It was someone talking about TD Jakes, and TD Jakes is suing this man that accused him of SA. And people were saying, this is really the end of celebrity. This year, 2024, seems to be the end of people praising celebrities. I mean, maybe that should have happened a long time ago. These are human beings just like you and me. These people are not perfect. Some of these people are evil. Some of these people should be in jail. So maybe it is the end of the age of people celebrating or idolizing. Idolizing is probably the best word for this. It's one thing to enjoy artists, to enjoy their music, and even, defend them sometimes. But idolizing them, I think there are a lot of people, because some of their idols have fallen short and are, in jail, been sued, and been accused of some damning things, that some people are really hurt by this. And I think that's because they idolize these people. I think you can respect and look up to and admire and try to achieve what you've seen some of your mentors do without idolizing them. I think those two things can be true. So that is Joe Budden's opinion on Drake's recent lawsuit in regards to Kendrick Lamar's song, Not Like Us. I love the fact that Kendrick Lamar is not responding to this. He seems very unbothered by any of this. I do believe Not Like Us was a huge single for him. I don't think the label had to do anything to make that single any more popular than it already was. Do I believe that they tried to triple their money? Yes. So I do believe those two things can be true. The song was actually popular, but the label and maybe Spotify allegedly were pushing the song because they're like, oh, this song is doing really well. Let's see if we can get any more. We have to think about it from a business aspect. Take Drake out of it. This song was already doing very well. Streams are doing well. The video is doing well. The music industry doesn't make a lot of money. This song is making a lot of money for them. What can we do to keep pushing this? Let's get the most that we can get out of this. It wouldn't shock me if you understand the music industry, especially when they're suffering right now when it comes to making money like they used to back in the day. Guys, as always, I want to know your reaction to this Drake lawsuit and what Joe Budden had to say in regards to it. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. Thanks for watching.
You bring the lighter, I got the fuse. You make a fire, I'll add the fuel. Follow me, lead it, just watch your shoes. Gotta turn the heat